welcome to What Pet Should I Get? My name is Julia Batchelor, and this show is all about finding forever homes for wonderful animals from various adoption shelters. Now, today on the program, we have Tracy Morelli from Dog Tales Rescue and Sanctuary. We also have Carly Whirl and Nicole Lassard from Dire Wolves. And up first, of course, we have Callie Milliman from the Ontario SPCA, and she has brought with her two beautiful animals.
Thank you for having us here.
Oh, it's a pleasure always having you here. Now, before we get into talking about these two guys, I wanted to touch on a few things. Now, the month of March, you guys, first off, you did launch a Stop Dog Fighting campaign.
Correct. Yeah, it's hashtag End Dog Fighting.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
And how's that going? Are you getting some traction with that?
Absolutely. You know, we're seeing people really get behind the campaign, and it's such an important campaign to us. Obviously, we want to let people know to keep their eyes open for the signs of dog fighting. You know, to help us and help promote the campaign by spreading the word.
Yeah.
And we're noticing a lot of people using the hashtag. We're noticing a lot of people visiting the website enddogfighting.ca, and of course a lot of people taking the pledge. So you still have time, everybody still has time to visit the website if they would like, and to join us.
Yes. Well, and one of the things, like, I know that part of the campaign is watching for the signs of dog fighting. I think another thing too that we need to touch on is people who may want to surrender pets you see on Kijiji and other you know, for sale sites like that, where people will want to give an animal away for free to a good home. Now, one of the sides I think that people don't really think about so much with dog fighting is bait animals. So small dogs, cats even, that are used to bait dogs that are being trained to fight. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I think people really need to consider is, if you do ever want to give up an animal, it's best to always give your animal to a shelter such as the Ontario SPCA to ensure that it's going to go into the right hands and not end up with somebody who may have not the best intentions for that pet, right?
Sure. I mean, if anybody's looking for any information about safe pet purchasing, the Ontario SPCA has lots of information. If you are looking to purchase a pet online or from a breeder, there are safe ways and things you can look out for. So visiting our blog, which is ontariospca.ca/blog, and you can get all of our articles about safe pet purchasing.
Okay, great. Now, we also have, because the month of March is Get Your Pet Fixed month, the contest that is still going on till the end of the month, which is the Cone of Fame. Talk to us about that.
Absolutely. So most people are used to the term Cone of Shame, but we're changing that now, and it's all about the Cone of Fame, because you should feel proud for your pet when they have their cone on because they've been fixed. It's the way you can proactively help us and help the province control the over-pet population. There are still a lot of cats out there, homeless cats, feral cats, including dogs as well, and getting your pet fixed is a good thing. Mm-hmm. There can also be some really great health benefits to fixing your pet as well. So yes, you're absolutely right. Again, it's all about Cone of Fame. So take a picture of your pet with their adorable cone on, and hashtag Cone of Fame, and you can be entered to win a whole bunch of awesome prizes.
Excellent. It's a win-win situation.
Win-win.
Now, another program that you have, I just want to touch on briefly, is your Young Vets program.
Yes, Future Vets program. We get tons of calls from parents saying that their child loves animals, and they maybe one day want to have a future career with animals, potentially even be a vet. Mm-hmm. So we've created an amazing program for kids. It runs every Saturday in April, and you can register for the program on our website, and there's all different topics that we take kids through to become a vet. So we teach them about safe animal handling, we talk to them about animal care, different breeds of cats, dogs, small animals. This year we've even introduced a Future Vet 2 program where we go even a little bit further and more in depth, and we talk about grooming, we talk about horses and equine. It's so much information, and it's jam-packed for the kids. Lots of fun.
So that's all in every Saturday in April, and you just go online, the OSPCA website, to find out more details and to register.
Absolutely, you got it.
All right, so let's talk about, speaking of cats and dogs, well, cats and bunnies in this case, let's talk about the pets that you brought in today. Now, I have with me Pistachio.
Yes.
Tell me about Pistachio.
Pistachio, as you can see, the very first thing you're going to notice is Pistachio has one eye.
Yeah.
Yes, she does. Pistachio actually came into us originally as a barn cat. She was a little bit more of a rugged gal, we will say. And unfortunately, when she came in, she did have an injury to her eye. When we took her to the vet, they did suggest that the best course of action would be to remove the eye. So that is what we did. It's healing beautifully.
You said it's about a month, right? right?
It's been about a month, and she's doing fantastic. She has calmed down considerably, so we are no longer considering her a quote-unquote barn cat, but very much a domestic cat.
Great.
That's going to be great for somebody's home.
Now, when a cat goes from being a two-eyed cat to a one-eyed cat, is there anything that an owner needs to consider when this animal's in their home? Do they need to, make sure the pathways are clear or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, you want to make sure, of course, that they have open access to everything. I mean, most of the time the food and water dish would have open access, so you're probably good there. Sometimes people opt to get a covered litter box.
Yep.
I would suggest keeping an open litter box. Don't get one of the ones that's like, a little tunnel for them to get into. I just think that it's easier for Pistachio if it's open. She can see it. She knows where she's going. And of course, if you're going to be brushing, washing, or grooming her, just to maybe avoid that eye area. It's probably going to be sensitive for a little while, but like I say, she's healing up really well, so it shouldn't really be an obstacle for her for very long.
And she's a sweet little cat. She's not that big either.
Yeah, she's only 2, so she's still young.
Yep. And we have, what's our bunny? Abed.
Abed. This is Abed. It's a 3-year-old bunny. Absolutely.
Lovely markings. Beautiful.
And can I tell you how soft Abed is? And it's obviously super cuddly, really calm, just loves to hang out, and is looking for a home right now. And I know last week we talked about guinea pigs. Well, this week we're going to talk about rabbits. I mean, rabbits can make really great pets.
I've had rabbits all my life.
There you go. People do need to know that if you're thinking of getting a small animal or a rabbit for your family, it is going to be a little bit of a commitment. So make sure you do your research, get everything you need.
So, well, we've run out of time, so if you're interested in either Abed or Pistachio, make sure that you contact the Ontario SPCA. Now, here's Callie with this week's pet tip.
Everybody wants to have a nice, fresh-smelling dog, and it is important to bathe your dog on a regular basis. Here's a couple of ways you can make it a little bit easier. Having a couple of treats on hand will help make the process easier on your dog. But what you want to do is start with brushing. Getting all of that loose fur off will make sure that the soap suds get down into the fur. Then you're going to rinse your dog from head to toe with some warm water. Using your favorite doggy shampoo, you're going to lather your dog up, again, going from head to toe, making sure that you avoid any of the eye, mouth, and nose area. Then you want to make sure you thoroughly rinse your dog off, again, from head to toe, getting rid of all of those soap suds. Getting a blow dryer or a towel, you want to get your dog nice and dry. Just be careful of the heat temperature of the blow dryer. Then once your dog is nice and dry, you can give them one final brush just to make them nice and fluffy. And that's how to bathe your dog. My name's Callie Milliman with the Ontario SPCA, and that is this week's Pet Tip.
Welcome back. Joining me now is Carly Worrell and Nicole Lassard from Dire Wolves. And welcome back to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
Now, when you were on for your first appearance, you brought 4 dogs with you. We had Tomas and Terry, Lucy and Ninja.
Yes.
Can you give me an update on what's happening with those guys?
Tomas and Terry are happily in their new homes and Tomas has a big brother who he gets to play with all the time and he loves it. Terry's very happy in his new home. Ninja was a bit trickier, but he found the perfect home, and they love him. And Lucy is actually in a home as well with a little toddler who she just follows around like everywhere.
Very good. So everybody's found a home.
Yeah,
Excellent. That's what we want to hear. Now, I mean, you guys this is an ongoing thing that you do, and you have a road trip coming up.
Yep.
You're going to Texas. It's to the shelter that you normally go to, right?
One of them. Yes.
Is this the High Kill shelter?
Yeah, yes. This is a high kill shelter.
So how many dogs are you going to be picking up?
We have pulled 40, but we are taking 20 on this run.
And Nicole, that's your wheelhouse,
me.
right?
Yep. I'm going to be leaving on Sunday with actually a couple other volunteers this time, and who have never been down to Odessa. So we're going to go drive down and bring back the 20, and yeah, it's exciting, but it's also a little bit nerve-wracking because it's been a couple months since I drove down, and now I'm bringing new volunteers. But it's also exciting to show them what it's all about and really they get to see.
Adopted a dog from this kill shelter. Like
Yeah.
they fell so in love with their dog that they adopted. They wanted to see where he came from.
Wow. Yeah.
So they wanted to go with us just to see it.
And you were saying too that most of the dogs that in these kill shelters are all coming from the streets.
Yes.
Mainly, yes.
Yeah.
Or owner surrenders.
Owner
Yeah.
surrenders. So you're going to be looking then, this leads me to my next point, getting 20 dogs, and then you're going to be getting the rest of them on your next trip.
Yeah.
So you're going to need some space for these dogs.
Exactly.
Fosters.
Yes, fosters are our big thing. Having a foster literally equates to having a number of dogs come in. You know, one foster home equals one dog that we can save. So the more fosters we have, literally the more dogs we can bring back.
So you're literally saving a life by being a foster.
How big is your foster network right now?
We have a roughly 30 to 50, but it, unfortunately, or fortunately for the dogs, we have a lot of foster fails because they just fall in love with their dog and then they
Yes.
just keep
So a
them.
foster fail becomes just basically an adoption.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's a good fail.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a great fail for the dogs. Unfortunately, it means that we now have to find a new foster.
Yes.
But I mean, it's a happy tale either way, really.
Yeah. Now, when you say that you have to find a new foster, then, so do normally people, you're looking for our foster parents that don't have any pets in their house?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
We're just mostly looking for people who can take the time and open their homes temporarily. Who
Yeah.
can, you know, for example, myself, I have 2 dogs and I can still take in fosters, and I have a bunny as well. So we love if you're a previous dog owner,
Yeah,
because
you
it
have
does
some
give you
experience
some
with handling.
experience. But I mean, you know, new time owners, it's a nice way to learn how to be an owner and learn what it's like to actually be an owner.
And see if you actually want to be an owner.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we really look for. It's not really experience, it's more commitment that you're willing to put in.
Okay, and obviously, you know, if somebody shows interest in being a foster home for you, you meet, do you go to their homes? You guys have one, okay.
It's pretty much the same protocol as for when we adopt out our dogs. We have an application, we have references, and then we also have a home visit to see just what their home's like.
Yeah.
To see if there's anything that could cause a worry for a dog, or any situation that, you know, like there might be too much clutter, but that's really it. We just want to make sure that everybody's prepared.
All right.
And that's really it.
Fences, a lock on the gates.
Yeah,
Those
space for
kinds
the...
of things.
Yeah.
Okay, so if people are interested then in wanting to become a foster parents with Dire Wolves, your information is on our website. Please go to our website and you will find, you can link with these guys and, you know, maybe become a foster, because I know that one of our dogs that we have here today, this is Cairo, who is sadly missing a leg, but he seems to be getting by anyways. But
boy?
He's a beautiful dog.
Yeah,
Now,
he's a
Cairo's,
great dog.
he's 5 years old, and he's an Egyptian Baladi, and he's all the way from Egypt. Tell me his story.
So we were contacted by a friend of ours who had a friend who went to Egypt for a family vacation and found him near the pyramids.
Just roaming.
And he had, like, something had happened to his leg. It was severed. He didn't have a paw, and it was shooting upwards like this. So they left him, and I felt so badly because he had come right up to them. He was so friendly. They couldn't sleep all night. They went back to the pyramids and they found him, and they put him into a special shelter where they amputated his leg and waited for him to find a flight parent to come to Canada.
And now he's here, and
here?
he is looking for a foster home.
He's looking for a foster to adopt. So
Foster to adopt.
it would be a family that would like to adopt him.
Yeah.
But we want to be able to pay for his medical care. So in order to do that, he would stay as a foster
Yeah.
under our rescue. But then once he's cleared medically, he can then be adopted by that family.
Okay, and he's a wonderful dog. I know he said he has to gain a little bit of weight. He's had a bit of a rough ride, but you know, now
Yeah.
that he's in Canada, he's in the hands of Dire Wolves. This guy is going to have the rest of his life is going to be incredible. Now, this little sweetheart here, I know she has been crying, but I think it's, again, I say this, the studio sort of makes some of our animals nervous,
Yeah.
but she is a wonderful little puppy. This is Bonita. Talk to me about Bonita.
She's also actually from Texas. She is a Chihuahua, which is one of the most common down there. Like it's Chihuahua or Pit Bull, surprisingly. And she's really, really friendly. she's she's nervous right now,
Yeah.
but she loves people.
This behavior is not indicative of what kind of dog
This
this
is
is.
no.
It's the studio, trust me.
Yeah, she normally will
you
just
ever
sit in your lap and just stare at you and just try and be as close to you as possible.
And she's available for adoption right now.
She is.
On our ride home from Texas, she would literally just stare at us. The
You know
entire
what,
trip.
ladies? We're almost out of time. I want to just mention briefly, too, before that we go, that you have going to have an online campaign to the fashion,
We're doing a designer auction to raise money for the 40 dogs that we
Okay.
have.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so if you're interested in learning more about Direwolves, please go to our website. And now, here is our vet tip for the week.
Hi guys! Welcoming a new pet into your home can be both an exciting and stressful time, especially when it comes to getting your new furry family member vaccinated. In Ontario, all companion animals are required to be vaccinated against rabies by law. Yes, that includes you too, indoor kitties. They should receive their first rabies vaccination between 12 and 16 weeks of age. They will need a booster 1 year later and then every 1 to 3 years after that. Puppies and kittens, or pets with unknown vaccination history, will receive a series of vaccinations for viruses specific to their species, such as canine parvovirus and feline panleukopenia virus. The timing of the vaccination schedule is designed to provide your pet with the best immunity with the fewest shots. This means most pups and kittens will require a series of at least 3 vaccinations. Depending on location and lifestyle, your pet may also require other vaccines. For example, vaccination against leptospirosis, depending on where you live or travel, against Bordetella for dogs going to the kennel or the dog park, or feline leukemia virus for cats that go outside. While it seems very complex, a conversation with your veterinarian about the risk factors for your pet can help to design a vaccination protocol that fits both you and your pet. I'm Dr. Melissa Hardy, and that's this week's Vet Tip.
Welcome back. Joining me now is Tracy Morelli from Dog Tales Rescue and Sanctuary, and she has Max here with him. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, Max is a very fitting dog to bring on the show today because we're talking about dog fighting.
Yes.
I mean, it's been in the news. I know with the alleged dog fighting ring bust that happened late last year in Tilbury, and I know that Dog Tales has been working very closely trying to secure 21 of those dogs
Yes, we are.
to ensure that they don't get euthanized and that they can be rehabilitated. How widespread is this problem?
It's very widespread. It's everywhere now, in the States, in Canada, everywhere. It's very sad.
It's crazy to think that people wanted to do this to dogs. And I know that one of the things that it's making it tough as well for what Dog Tales is trying to achieve is we have legislation here that is geared towards, especially towards pit bulls and pit bull-like dogs. How is that working with what you guys are trying to accomplish in getting these dogs to the sanctuary? Is that putting up any roadblocks or?
Yeah, it's putting up a lot of roadblocks because they're banned here. All we want to do is help rehabilitate them. Because they are banned, we have to fight for custody of the dogs in order to bring them to our facility to rehabilitate them. So right now they're being warehoused somewhere else, and the longer they're warehoused, the worse they're getting. When we could be rehabilitating them right now, I understand that they can't be adopted out in the province here, but we can find them homes outside of province.
Well, I know with Dog Tales you have basically a global network. I know you get your dogs from all over the world, so I imagine that you also have the ability to adopt these dogs all over the world if need be.
Yeah, and we can reach out to other rescue centers all around to help us out with that as well. We just want to focus on helping these dogs like we did with Max.
Well, okay, I think one of the biggest things that, people hear that a dog like Max, who is a former dog fighting dog from Quebec that you guys have rescued and rehabilitated.
Yes.
I think the biggest thing that people fear is they're fearful. They think that a dog like this has known violence all its life and it's going to be uncontrollably violent.
Yes. That's what people believe.
Yeah.
When Max first came to us, he was very fearful of dogs, people. The only thing he had been exposed to is dogfighting.
Yeah.
And he wanted to please his owners and did what he was told. All they do is aim to please. So we had to re-socialize him. We gotten him to the point where he's absolutely phenomenal with people. He loves people. He loves to be around people. Dogs, he's good walking around dogs. When he's leashed, he can walk by them no problem. Being in an in-home environment, we wouldn't suggest him going in-home just because we don't want to create anything. But he's gotten to the point now where he completely trusts people.
Yeah.
And that's part of the rehabilitation, is just building that trust again in people.
Yeah.
And we were able to do that with Max successfully.
Well, you've had Max, you said, for roughly 6 months. Which to me seems like a very quick turnaround. I mean, they say, you know, dogs, they're intelligent creatures and they learn quickly. So he's gone from living in an environment of fear to now being able to be somebody's pet.
Yes.
How do you guys do it?
It's just socializing them. We have a network of people that we work with in Dogtails, and we bring in people that specialize in that and work with them every day. Exercising is key.
I was gonna mention that.
He before we came here today, he was on the treadmill for an hour. He loves the treadmill. But what you do is you drain them of their energy so you can work with their mind, and that's how you build that trust.
So for a dog like Max then, to be adopted to a home, he's a big guy.
Yes.
You want to he should be going to a home then with somebody that is not a couch potato.
Yes, and someone that's experienced with the breed. You don't want somebody, he's not a first-time dog owner.
Yeah.
He needs somebody that's a little bit familiar with the bigger breed. Somebody, he's very, very active.
Yep.
So they would want, you know, him to go to someone that is very active. He goes on bike rides, loves to ride.
I can totally
beside
see him
the
in the
bike.
sidecar of a motorcycle.
Absolutely, absolutely. But finding him the right home is key.
Yeah.
So we've been looking for the last 3 months to find him the perfect home. And we're very particular.
Yes.
We won't let him go to anybody. We do a lot of investigating in the families to make sure that the dogs are well homed.
Well, I imagine too, because you don't want your dogs returning, and you want to make sure that they're happy, that everybody's happy.
Everybody's
the dogs
happy.
and yeah.
Yep.
Now you have an owner of 3 bully breeds yourself. Now, are all of them rescues?
Yes.
And are they rescues from this sort of environment as well?
One of them is rescued from that environment.
And you said this one was a bait dog.
Yes.
Though.
Yes.
Now, I mentioned this earlier when I was speaking with Callie from the Ontario SPCA, and I'm sure that you as well are very familiar that the other side of dog fighting isn't just the dogs trained to fight, it's the dogs that they're used to I guess, incite aggression.
Yes.
And it's not only dogs, it's cats.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And what they do with the bait dogs a lot of times is they'll tape the mouth up. Sometimes they'll tape the paws up.
So they can't even fight back.
So they can't fight back. And the dogs will fight to get to this dog. And as soon as they start fighting to get to the dog is pulled, and then the dogs continue to fight. And the dogs come, you know, it's the same thing. They don't trust people.
Yeah.
They don't trust animals.
They have to go through their own rehab.
Yeah, they have to go through just a similar rehab just to learn how to trust again.
And I mentioned it earlier on the show, but I want to reinforce again, if you are somebody out there that for whatever reason needs to give up your pet, please, please, please give it to a place like Dogtails, the Ontario SPCA, where you know it's going to a reputable organization. Don't give it away for free online. I know people think, well, it'd be an easier way to get a home, but you never know what's going to come out of the woodwork to try and pick up that animal.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So we had a dog on, Fergie.
Yes.
What's happening with Fergie?
So Fergie got a lot of attention after being on the show, and she's currently got 2 applications in for her.
Yeah.
So we're just going with the family to see which family we think would be best fit for her and for the family as well.
Okay, well, let's hope that Fergie finds a forever home. And what about Max? Is anybody shown any interest in him yet?
Yes, we do have 2 people actually that are very interested in Max. So we'll just see where it leads.
Yeah, well, as you know, for our regular viewers, Dogtails is open to the public every Sunday.
Yes.
So if you want to meet Max, he's a wonderful dog, and obviously he's very high energy, like as you said, and there's going to be somebody out there that is going to love this dog.
I believe that there's a person for every dog.
Yeah, and the next time that you guys are on the show, hopefully we have some news about what's happening in Tilbury.
Yes, I hope so.
All right, well, Tracy, thank you so much for being on the show, and I want to thank all of you for watching. Remember, just be kind to each other and love your 4 furry-legged friends, and we will see you after Easter. We'll be back in April. For more information about anything you saw on today's show, please visit our website at rogerstv.com/whatpetshouldiget. See you later.
Bye.